Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. We are Group 6. We represent our group assignment for subject ACC407. The business that we choose is Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe. First, let me introduce my team member. We have Muhammad Hadha Aiman, Wan Noreva Rizarina, Nur Shafika, and Amira Nabila. The topic that we want to discuss is introduction, business background, business characteristic, classification of business item, the record of business process, the strength and the weakness, and lastly, conclusion. As given, the task of conducting research into how certain business use accounting principle and how the owner relate them to their business for the purpose to generate financial position statement. We want to determine if the company in our study use and apply the correct accounting system. As a result, we have chosen to conduct research on Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe as a sole proprietorship business. This company offers products such as traditional food, frozen food, and apparel, which are kuih muih, instant beverage, main course meal, and scarf. The research goal in our group is to learn how business are established. We also want to know about the company business, which include the identity of the owner, the sort of business, and the company quality. Based on our interview, we know that Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe is a sole proprietorship and has been registered under Registration of Business Act 1956 since 2020. This company serves a diverse range of clients. These are fuel, rival, and strong demand for this sort of business, and the primary goal of a sole proprietorship is to raise profit. Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe started operation in 2020. Ms. Wan Amira Hazwani, a 26 years old woman, is the owner of the business. She decided to involve in this kind of business because she knew she will gain more profit, yet she could provide the best service for the customers. The business is focused on food, beverage, and also apparel. In the middle of 2020, Ms. Wan Amira took a loan from CIMB Bank amount 30,000 to additional the capital that she had around 10,000. She used 40,000 as the beginning capital. The business is located in Kampung Jawa, Klang. She began her business by taking order from customers. She boosted her business after making a profit from the online business and start to build small premise. The boutique cafe is open every Monday until Saturday from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m.
Hello, my name is Eva, and I'm going to present business characteristics part and also for classification of business item. And let's start with business characteristics. Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe is a one-person operation. Since a single proprietorship name typically contains the term of enterprise, it is simple to distinguish it from other business models. According to the Registration of Business Act of 1956, the company has been registered with Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia (SSM) as a sole proprietorship since 2005. The sole owner of Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe is Ms. Wan Amira Hazwani. The business owner received the first fund from the owner and a bank loan. Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe has indefinite assets and indefinite liabilities, which indicate that the owner is liable for all debts. If Ms. Wan Amira Hazwani is unable to fulfill his responsibilities, his belongings may be seized. Profit or loss earned by the owner determine the asset and liability of the business. So now we move to the next chapter, which is classification of business item. Business item can be classified into 5 items, which are asset, liabilities, capital, revenue, and expenses. For now, let's start with assets. Assets are items a business owns with prospective economic value that may be estimated and expressed in money. The two types of assets are non-current assets and current assets. Tangible and intangible assets are the two categories of non-current assets. Assets that a company owns and has held for more than a year and several accounting periods are referred to as non-current assets, in contrast to intangible assets, which lack physical dimension but nonetheless have value. Tangible assets like cars and machines have physical characteristics. Trademark and patents, for example. Assets that have been in a business for less than a year are considered as current assets. This is as a result of how quickly this asset may be turned into cash. For example, stocks and account receivable. Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe offers modest food services for any company-related meeting and events. So we move to the next item, which is liabilities. The financial responsibility a company has to its creditors or the sum owed to them is known as a liability. Liability are divided into two categories: current obligation and non-current obligations. The credit side of the ledger will reflect any increases in liability. Obligations that are not expected to be paid within a year are referred to as non-current liabilities. It will take a long time to pay it off because of its hard worth, maybe more than a year. Long-term loans and mortgage are two examples. Additionally, due to their low value that a company may pay, current liability are debts that may be repaid within a year for a little period of time. For example, account payables, bill overdraft, and accrued expenses. Ms. Amir Hazwani, the proprietor, took loan from the SIMB bank amounted around 30,000 ringgit. The loan was fully settled in mid-2023 and no loan taken afterward into business. So we move to the last item in this slide. Miss Wan Amira Hazwani invested about 40,000 ringgit via cash in hand and loan with CIMB Bank. This amount was used as a staff hired, bought business equipment and daily operational backup. Capital is also defined as the Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe asset. So now we still in classification of business item. There are two items left, which are revenues and expenses. So let's start with revenues. Revenues basically come from the sales and service. The cafe revenues gain from the operating revenue by selling food and beverage. Example, a cup of coffee was sold for 12 ringgit. Other than that, by providing a service charge, they will get another extra money. Example, 6% of service charge plus the charge of the food and drink. Overall, everyday revenue were calculated about 380 ringgit per day on weekday and 500 ringgit per day for on weekend. For sale and 180 ringgit for a week for service charge. So we move to the last item, which is expenses. Expenses for the Mira Hazani Boutique Cafe calculated almost every day to buy groceries, bills, rent, and pay salaries. For salary, we charge as expenses incurred. Expenses are used from the revenue we earn from the past year to help keep rolling business operations.
Hi, good evening, sir. So I will be presenting on the next slide. So before that, let me introduce myself first. My name is Nur Shafiqah binti Muhammad Azali with my student ID 2022674684. So I'll be presenting on the slide of the strength and weakness that um, Mira Boutique, Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe have. Okay, so on the first of the strength that Mira Hazwani Boutique Cafe have is the business transaction mostly in cash transactions. This indicated that all transactions for daily goods sold is easily to analyze by the cash flow in the business. Next point is the document transaction business. Mira Hazwani Cafe only have receipt book for her business document. Proper recording of cash transactions, the receipts, the payment, records all the cash, check, receipts, and payment occur during the period properly. So for the last point, which is the affordable and simple, since this is a sole proprietorship business, so Ms. Wan Amira Hazwani is free to make decisions and manage the company. Next, come to the weakness. From the strength itself, we can see it's not truly a strength, it's sort of a weakness for her business, which is from lack of financial control, high compensation, lack of promotions, and also unlimited liability. So the next one for the next slide, we come to the end, which is the conclusion. As it has been shown, implementing an accounting process into business operation is crucial since it offers a quantitative data
on how to well a company is performing and helps the users make decisions. This is not a small deal, it's a big deal. So sort of from that, Miss Wan Amira Hazwani have to make a really big changes to her company. So to wrap it all, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for I would like to thank you for your time and attention during the whole presentation by me and my friends. Thank you so much for your interest and attention at this time.